Okay, we're talking about factors and multiples. Factors of a particular number divide exactly into that number. So they are the numbers, the factors are, that you multiply together to make a certain number. Let's look at 20. What are the factors of 20? What can you multiply together that will give you 20? 1 times 20 is 20. 2 times 10 and 4 times 5. These are all factors of 20. When you write them, you can work them out like that, and I highly recommend it, going from 1 and then 2 and see if there's a 3 and 4. But the answer is given in ascending order. So the factors of 20 are 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. Now, multiples are always going to be bigger than the number itself. So if you think of it, multiples of 20 are the counting numbers. 20 times 1, 20 times 2, times 3, times 4, times 5, times 6. So 20 times 6 is 120, which is a multiple of 20. And these go on forever. You can multiply something by anything, and it's going to be larger than the number itself. So remember that factors are less than or equal to the number. So if the number was 20 again, 1 times 20, 20 is going to be the highest possible factor. But multiples are greater. They're big numbers. They're going to be bigger than the number you're starting with. So let's do a couple of examples. So let's look and find the factors for each of these numbers. Starting with 15, we know that 1 times 15, these are factors, 1 and 15. In fact, let's go back and review, I missed that step, that always, every number, every whole number is a factor of itself. And 1 is a factor of every whole number. So putting that into action, if you look at the whole number 15, 15 times 1 is 1. That's going to be true for every number in the history of the universe. So is there a 2 times 15? No, not in whole numbers, but there is a 3 times 5. Those are factors of 15, and that's about all we need. So 1 in ascending order, 3, 5, and 15. These are the factors. These are the numbers you can multiply that will make whole numbers, that will make 15. So same thing with 40. We start with 1. 1 times 40 equals 40. That's a 0. Do we have a 2? Yeah, we have 2 times 20. Do we have a 3? No, but we do have a 4. 4 times 10 is 40. Do we have a 5? 5 times 8 is also 40. So putting these together in ascending order, 1, 2, we don't have a 3, 4, 5, 8, 10, 20, 40. These are all factors that can be multiplied in some way to make 40. So remember, the factors are all smaller than or equal to the number that you're looking for. So you won't have any factor of 15 that's higher than 15. Same thing with 40, same thing with every number. But multiples, they're always going to be larger. They're going to be bigger numbers. So, and you think of them as multiplying the counting numbers. So we're going to look for the first 6 multiples for each of these numbers. So think about multiplying this number by 1. 11 times 1 is 1. 11 times 2 is 22. 11 times 3 is 33. We picked an easy one. 11 times 4 is 44. 11 times 5 is 55. And 11 times 6 is 66. These are all multiples. So multiplying that number by the counting numbers. And 35, well, that's a bit tougher. That's a bit tougher. 35 times 1 is 35. 35 times 2 is 70. 35 times 3, 35 is 105. 35 times 4 is 140. 35 times 5, it's getting a bit too hard. You know what? Let's do 35 times 6 and use the algorithm to see if we've got it right. So 5 times 6 is 30. 6 times 3 is 18, 19, 20, 21. So our last number is 210. So those are the multiples. And remember, multiples are always bigger. Finally, we're looking to express 195 as a product. A product is what you get when you multiply two numbers together of two factors. But these factors have to be greater than 10. So let's go with what we know and see where that takes us. We know we want 195, and we can divide 195 by 5 because it's got a 5 at the end, and that 5 or a 0 at the end will always mean we can divide by 5. So let's go with what we know. So 5 times 3 gives us 15. 15 from 19, that leaves us 4. So 5 from 45 is 9. So, there we go. So we got a couple of factors here. We got 5 and we've got 39. These are factors that, when multiplied together, can make 195. But there's a problem. 5 less than 10. It's got to be greater than 10. So let's look at what we know now. 39, that is very obviously divisible by 3, because 3 goes into 3 once and into 9 3 times. So now we've got another factor there. We've taken him off. We've got 3. So we've taken 39 and divided that into 13 times 3. So let's keep 13 because that's greater than 10, and let's multiply that by the product of 5 and 3, which is 15. So 13 times 15 equals 195, and it works out. And those are your exercises.